Good morning and welcome to BOTB HQ in Parsons Green, southwest London. My name is Christian Williams, the presenter here at BOTB. And we're here this morning to judge the latest dream car competition, which ran from the 25th to the 31st of January 2021. Just before I hand over to the lawyer, once again, a huge congratulations to last week's winner of the dream car competition, Cian Lloyd, winning that amazing Abt Audi RS3 plus £70,000. I'd now like to pass over to Alex Brooks from Onside Law, who'll oversee the proceedings this morning.
My name's Alex Brooks from Onside Law, and I'll be overseeing the judging this morning. Firstly, I can confirm that the competition data has already been sent to the auditing company as is. I would now like today's judges to introduce themselves and, using the secure link provided, mark on the screen where they think the centre of the board should be. The group will then come to a final panel decision.
Good morning, my name is Matt Cannon. I'm a senior county referee and footballer and desperate for a game of football and a haircut.
Hi, my name is Aaron Mendonca. I've been involved in football for over 30 years, firstly as a player and then as a referee.
Good morning, my name's Peter GEORGIOU and I am a futsal and football referee.
Good morning, my name is Leo Donnellan. I'm an ex-professional football player, having been with Chelsea, Fulham and Leyton Orient.
Hi, my name's RENEE HECTOR and I play football for Watford FC Women and I'm a coach for Tottenham Hotspur Foundation.
Good morning, my name's Andy BRATHWAITE and I'm a football referee, mentor and licensed observer.
My name's Liam Walsh, I'm a retired referee, currently an FA observer and head coach for the Middlesex Referees Academy.
Good morning, my name is Alain Goma. I'm an ex-professional footballer, having played for Paris Saint-Germain, Newcastle and Fulham.
Hi, I'm Matthew Ray. I've affiliated in multiple counties across England, currently in Gloucestershire, and have refereed from grassroots through to professional academies.
Hi, I'm Jenna SCILLACI, former professional footballer. I'm now a head coach on a Tottenham College programme.
Judges, please now come to a final panel decision. For your reference, the larger white cross is the calculated average of the 10 individual selections.
Good morning, everybody. Thanks, Alex.
Morning.
Morning, Matt.
Yeah, two players in shot. They're not that close to each other, I don't think. And the player in white is in quite a passive body position, just looking up slightly to his right, our left, as we're looking at the photograph. And the player in red and black at the back is a little bit more concentrated, I think, on the ball. His arms are up, which would suggest possibly he's thinking he might leap to head the ball, but we're not entirely sure on that. I will draw some lines up from their eyes. This player here, and that's up through Matthew's choice, which is quite high. And this one is down through Liam's choice, which is the lower one. So see, we've got quite a large spread from the guy in black and red. And then I'll draw some other lines up from this player. This is ever so slightly wider. So that's quite a narrower band. Peter, if I can take you first, from you're closest to this calculated average. If I sort of highlight you, you can see just to the right of it. Your thoughts on the picture?
Yeah, I agree that the player behind is a distance away from the player in the forefront, which is the white player. It's difficult to gauge the height of the ball away from the player in white, who I believe could possibly be favourite for the ball. Not too sure. Body language doesn't tell me too much. The player behind, I just went on the eyes on this occasion, and just felt that it was not as high as
yeah. Okay, understand.
That's
fine. Jenna, I'm going to come to you next. You're just here. If I again highlight yours, you're just in line with sort of the three choices, but lower again than Ari and Matthew.
Yeah.
How did you see this this shot?
I feel like the ball's coming into the guy in the white. I feel like the player in black and white, he's a bit further off of the ball, in my opinion. And I've taken the eye line of the player in white, particularly that eye that you're on now.
Yeah.
It's slightly like as we're looking over to the left. I didn't feel it was too far away. I didn't feel like it was too close or too far away from him. Because it doesn't look like he's getting ready to attack at any time, like in the immediate.
Yeah, that's what I said. His body's quite passive, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't look like he's getting ready just as the ball's about to come in. So I think the ball's a little further off of his head. Yeah, and that's where I've gone there.
Yeah, and I also think that I believe the ball's in the foreground as well, so it's in front of the player in white, not just straight above him.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Renee. Leo, good morning. You're in the blue.
Hi,
you're one of the higher choices up here. If I put the ball where your choice is.
Yeah, I put my cross there, Matt. I felt the player in white is looking in that direction. I think he's looking upwards and slightly to his right. The reason I went a little bit higher was the player in black. I feel he's going to try and challenge for the ball. I think, if you look, his arms are up. For me, I think he's going to try and get there, try and get a jump up and try and head the ball. So that's why I think there's a little bit of height involved with the challenge. I think the player in white, he is passive, but I think he maybe feels he's comfortable to win the challenge as the ball comes down. But I think the player in red and black is just going to make a challenge to the ball. So I've given it a bit of height. Yeah,
fine. Thank you very much. Matthew, you're the highest up here. If I highlight your choice, how did you see this this photograph?
Yeah, to be honest, I agree with comments on the player in white. I think he's not looking too far to his right, but it's all about the player in red and black here. So for me, I've just gone off his eyes. I thought it was a disc that you might try and catch up and challenge for the ball, although the ball is close at the white player. So I've gone off the player's eyes in red and black. I can't see how he's looking over the head of the player in white. I get it's 3D, but I've just gone higher because of that.
Yeah, thank you very much. And Ari, I'll go straight to you. You're just below Matthew's choice here, highlighting your choice. How did you see this photograph?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Well, I felt exactly the same. I felt that the player in red and black, I think he's the one. He looks more engaged. Player in white, I think he's very passive. I think he's only looking at the ball. His body language doesn't tell me that he's about to do any challenge to this ball. Playing red, I can see his arms are up. He's biting his lips over there. He looks more with a compromise to challenge this one. And when I look at his eyes, I felt that the ball was slightly higher as well.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks very much, Harry. Liam, I'll come to you, which is basically the direct opposite of the sort of the three higher selections, and your thoughts on this photograph, please.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Good morning. I felt that he was the black and red player. I solely used him as a guide for where the height of the ball would be. I didn't think he could challenge for the ball. I felt the white was very comfortable to either head it or possibly chest it down. Just looking at we just got the tip of his arm there, maybe opening up his arms to sort of like bring the ball under control on his chest. And I just felt it was just that little fraction lower. I judged on the eye lines of the white. I think we're all in that channel as well, which I think is good. We've got that channel from the player in white from his eyes. And that's realistically about it. Nothing different to what any of the other guys have said this morning, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I mean, well, I kind of differ from that, because I think that the people who've gone high seem to suggest that the player in black and red is the one that's going to challenge for the ball, which is why I think their choices are high. I have an opinion, and I think yours, that the player in white is probably going to be the one to play it, just because I think because the distance they're apart. And although we're going up higher, you have to, if you think the red and black player is going to play it, the ball has got to have some distance to go. So that's one point I would make.
Yeah, but Matt, just sorry, I don't know if I didn't come across right there, and apologies for sort of coming across you there. I don't feel that the player in black and red, just my personal opinion, that the player in black and red is going to physically challenge for the ball. I feel he's merely just looking at the situation in front of him.
Absolutely.
That's more clear?
That's clear. That's again, as I see it as well. Andy, you're the one that's closest to Liam's choice. You're at the bottom here. And your thoughts?
Thanks, Matt. I pretty much the same as what Liam was saying there. I feel that the guy in white is going to either control it down, as we've all said before. You guys have said that he looks pretty passive. He's under, in my opinion, no pressure as far as he knows. The guy behind him, I believe, is, as we said, a little bit further away, so he doesn't feel that he's under any pressure from him. The eye line for me is reasonably close, but again, it's in the foreground in the 2D picture. The guy in red and black, although it looks as if his eyes are looking up from a distance, to me, he's looking reasonably flat from a distance. That's why I've placed the centre of my ball where I have done there.
Thank you very much. Rennie, apologies. Have I heard from you? I don't think I have.
Yeah, no, not yet.
No, sorry, beg your pardon. I got my.
That's right.
You're just below the calculated average here. How did you see the photograph?
Yeah, similarly to Andy, to be honest. I think that the player in white is comfortable, and I think that's why he looks relatively passive, because I actually think he's probably, the ball's coming in towards him and he's probably going to bring it down either with his chest or with a thigh. And even though the player in red and black looks engaged, I just think that's because he was a little way off him and he's just trying to get to the player in white to put him under some sort of pressure. Yeah. But I think that the player in white is pretty comfortable. Obviously, I've gone with the eye line. Obviously, he's looking ever so slightly to the right. But yeah, just because of how relaxed he looks, I didn't feel like the ball was imminent, about to drop on him. So give it a little bit of height, but I just can't see that the player in red and black as well is just looking as high as some of the other crosses. So that's why I put mine where I have. Yeah,
thank you very much, Renee. And lastly, Alain, you're just below myself on the right here. How did you see this photograph?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. No, I fully agree with Renee. I think when you look at the play in white, looking at his body language, for me, it doesn't look like he's going to head the ball. He's, as you know, many people said, he's passive. He seems to be quite focused on the ball, and I think he's going to control the ball and maybe bring it down. The play in the red and black. At the back, I understand he's got his arms up, but for me, it's more like he's closing down the play in white, and he lifts up his arm in order not to foul him. So that's the way I see it.
Okay, thank you very much. So we are going to progress to another short debate. I'm going to remove Ari, Matthew, and Leo. I think there's a consensus of opinion from the last seven when they removed that the player in white is going to play this ball and not the player in red and black, which is part of the reasoning behind why the balls were higher. So if I draw another line in from the player in red, I'll draw it from his middle of his forehead. That band is much narrower there. And then obviously the calculated average drops into what is quite a tight cluster now, with Liam slightly lower. So what I'm going to do is to progress to a panel vote on whether we keep Liam's in. If I remove Liam's, the calculated average comes slightly up higher and then basically encompasses all our choices, with Jenna slightly popping out to the left side of it. But I think it's tight enough now to look good. So I'm going to start the vote as the top, saying that I would progress this with the three choices out. That's the top higher three choices are going to be removed, and it's whether we keep Liam in. So I'm going to say we leave Liam out. Ari, can I have your choice, please?
Well, I would say to in this case to keep Liam out as well.
Yep. Okay, thank you. Peter?
On the choices that have been given, Liam out.
Liam out. Leo?
Yeah, I'd take Liam out because it just moves it a little bit higher.
Thank you. Renee?
I'd keep Liam in.
Keep Liam in. Okay, thank you. Andy?
I'd leave the blue out.
Yeah. Liam?
I'll go with my fellow judges. I think I'm just on the peripheral there. I can argue. I could sit here all morning and argue the fact that I should be kept in, but I'll go with the majority.
Thank you. Alain?
Yeah, no, I think he looks better as it is, without Liam.
Yeah, thank you. Matthew?
Say without Liam as well. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And lastly, Jenna?
Without Liam.
Okay, thank you very much. So, Alex, we've come to a panel decision after the removal of Ari, Matthew, and Leo, and we've also removed Liam, and we will judge at this calculated average.
Okay, thank you very much. If you're all happy then, please click submit.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, judges. The coordinates selected are 1768880. These coordinates will now be passed to the auditing company ASITS to calculate the winner of the competition, and they will then inform BOTB. That concludes the judging process. Thank you.